But I think and all the online presence again is just encouraging us to a disembodied way of relating to people. I think we've talked about this before, but it's sort of, but you can get easy access to a sort of so-called community, but it's just completely not the same as actually spending time with actual people, is it?
But it brings about this idea that some ways that we are these Cartesian disembodied thing. There is a rift between your mind, your identity, and your body. This is accelerated so much, because the thing is that even this conversation, I mean, it's fine as a conversation, but I've noticed now, because now I've done both, where I've talked to someone on Zoom, then I met them in person, and there are all these unconscious cues about a person, body position, muscle tension, there's even smells, probably there's all these things that are part of our human engagement that we somehow, because of these screens, we're able to alienate ourselves from. That seems to be part of what's feeding into the massive alienation between our bodies and our identities and our minds.
I mean, it could be. So there's so much concern now about having people, for example, wanting their identity to be validated, or being really upset if you don't completely agree what their identity is, as if it's really, really fragile. So but I think if you weren't just online so much, if you were with somebody, you get validation and a sense of belonging simply from sitting and having a cup of tea with somebody, even without speaking, or just. I'm absolutely certain we pick up signals from people. We pick up, because when we pick up signals from people, like we have electrical fields that go really a long way through our bodies. I'm sure that's one of the ways in which we are interconnected and have a sense.
We're animals, like we're human animals. We have bodies. Animals, they smell each other. They have, like, as if we don't have any of those. We're just these exactly. We're just like these eyes and this mind.
Yes.
But that is definitely. That's definitely part of the whole issue of what's going on. And the fact that we're able to conceive AI as being similar or even superior to us in terms of intelligence and in terms of agency means that we are deeply misunderstanding what it is to be a person.
Yes, precisely. So there's another aspect of work that I do, that's the care of people with dementia. A person can be transformed if they're taken out of bed and just sit and have a cup of tea with somebody.
Yeah.
That's not just that happens with people with dementia. That happens for all of us.
Yeah, but you can see it, like here in Canada, especially. All of these things are definitely related, because the scandal around MAID here, around medical assistant dying, it's blowing up, because I think it's just been a few years since it's become legal, and I think it's 30,000 people have gone through MAID, and so you can see that it is this idea that you just decide and then you die, and it's like it really is this reduction of the human person to this conscious, abstract conscious being.
Yes, I think it will lead. I think it will lead to a turn to people actually wanting more human connection, because they'll see it. I'm sure that will happen. Because why do people actually go to galleries to see? Live music, like tin music, is just nothing like live performance.
That's a good example to help people understand the difference, is that when you go to an event where there's people, there is a kind of electricity. I don't know what it is, but there is a kind of electricity that develops, a kind of feeling of participating in a group, and participating in a movement, participating in a wave that's going through, that you cannot have. You just cannot have that when you're sitting at a screen. And so that will not go away. The goggles, if you get the VR goggles, they're not going to provide that kind of electricity that you get from going to a sports game or going to just can't. I think concerts are downstream from real participative actions, like like whether it's folk dancing or religious participation. They're downstream from that, but they still have a level of reality that is undeniable.
Yes, precisely. So if you go to see, actually I've been to some fantastic operas recently. You get back, you can't sleep for hours. You can't, because it's just. But there are levels of participation in those sorts of things as well. But I think that's the way to go. Actually meeting up with people.